Good evening, everyone. We have a Centcore Mighty Might 5. It is a TC142, as you can see, and this is a great little tube checker. So what we're going to do is, I'm going to show you it's working. I just got done calibrating it. It has a new tube in it. It has two new capacitors put into it. So you should have zero problems with this for a very long time. The zero adjustment inside is really the only adjustment that you make on it when you calibrate it. I put glue on it only so it doesn't move. Don't think it's broken, because I sold one recently and the guy said, well, you glued it, it's broken. No, they all come with glue from the factory. They put it on the bottom, I put it on the side. It's easier to get off. Alright, so that's that. So when you go to use this tube tester, the first thing you're going to see is it tells you every time you use it, you have to calibrate it. So people say, well, why do I have to calibrate it? Blah, blah. I'm going to tell you why. When it's initially calibrated, it's calibrated at 115 volts. Your house might be 105 volts, 125 volts. The machine has to be calibrated for the voltage you're using at your home. Not everyone's going to have 115 volts. I don't either. I use a power supply that I can adjust, and I check it with my meter to make sure it's exactly 115 volts. All right. So what we're going to do every time we turn it on, you notice it's on zero. All right. That's because it's in short. I had this warming up. You got to let it warm up. Put it in short. Put it in cal. I like putting it in cal to warm up. I warm it up 10, 15, 20. If I know I'm going to be doing tube work, I'll plug it in and leave it for an hour. I mean, let it warm up. It's a tube. It isn't a transistor. All right, so we're going to just cal it. We're going to tune it there. We're going to go to set. Now that's going to be your cal. That's going to be your zero. That's the only time this meter will ever be on zero, is when that is in a short position with no tube in it. Even with a tube in it, it should be on zero. So we're going to take here a, what do I got here? I got a 6L6GC. All right, we're going to put it in the socket. I already know what socket it goes in. I only got one hand, so it's kind of tough for me. Hold on, I might have to put you down a minute. There we go. I don't want to break anything. All right, so let's just look at the settings real quick for 6L6, right? So we have 6L6GC. You're going to see it right here. 6C6E1. 6C6E1. 6C6E1 is the socket. Now, before you do anything, we're in short. In order to check the short, just because the light isn't on doesn't mean it's not shorted. You have to run through all of these settings on D. All the way to A. All right, we saw it blink, but that's okay. It's just discharge between grids. All right, so now we're going to go back to, just look at it, make sure, so we don't want to be wrong. And go back to 6C6E. We're back on E. That's all you got to do. It's hard to see from here, but that's E. It's not hard. You go to grid leak. You look at your grid leak. Needle moved a little, not a lot. So that's good. We're going to go to emissions. And I'm going to tell you something about emissions. The tube's cold. Your life expectancy of a tube can be determined by how quick this rises. If you put a tube in and it just kind of sits there and floats, and then it starts slowly coming up, the tube life expectancy of that tube is lower than a tube like this that's brand new. Doesn't mean it's good because it's brand new, but it's brand new, shot right up. If I leave that in there 10, 15 minutes, it'll make it, well, not that long, but you know what I mean. It'll make its way up to 100. So that's pretty much it, guys. There's not much to this. Please, I'm going to include the directions with it. It has the directions. Read them. Learn the equipment before you start playing with it. It tells you in here how to recalibrate it if you have to recalibrate it. Look, shipping, sometimes who knows what happens in shipping. The tube that's inside is a 12AX7, I believe. It's brand new, tested 100%. It's inside of a holder. It has a clip on it. It can't be knocked out with shipping. Usually I would take tubes out and rewrap them and put them in separately. This one, I didn't have to, so it's in there. There's no batteries inside of it. It's a cord here is for checking the tubes. Put put it on top on some of the tubes, and a power cord. That's it, and the booklet that tells you what tubes you can check, and the instruction manual. That's what you're getting with this tube tester. The tube tester works perfectly fine. So whoever wins this, you're getting a great tube tester. If you're looking for these miraculously spot-on results, Centaur Mighty Mite isn't the one. You're going to have to go up to a Hickok, $500, $600, $700 if you want to test all the elements and everything on a tube. But for general people with radios that want to make sure their tubes are good and they can put them inside of the radios, this is the machine for you. So good luck, guys, and have a good night.